stress life.
No. Let's keep it in these past decades.
I hear you were supposed to be on the mic.
Yes, she was invited, but she
Good?
declined.
We're live.
Colby, you want to sit in?
Gentlemen, we're live. We're live on YouTube.
Stuart,
Yes,
hey, look,
I'm
it's
ready.
a bird. Hey, look, it's a bird.
John and Stu, what's going on? How's the first day?
Oh, it's amazing.
Is it craziness or what?
You know what? It's really interesting. There's a lot of stress leading up to it, getting ready, the 3-day setup, just answering all the questions, calls from visitors, exhibitors in the last 3 weeks prior to the show. And then when the show opens, it's just like everything drops and you look and you've created this and people are actually interested in attending.
How's the vibe this year compared to the other previous 5 years?
I thought it was fabulous. What
I
did you
got
think?
a positive vibe around this whole place.
Yeah.
I don't know what exact exhibitor it was, but it was a husband and wife. And they deal with large infrastructure. First show. And she said it brought chills to her.
Really?
To just see the atmosphere here and just absolutely thrilled to death with their first time experience.
Yeah, and
with us.
they're a Quebec-based company that's got a new, it's called U-Lift. It's a new lifting system for building high-rise buildings. And
Exterior lift or interior?
Exterior.
Exterior
and
lift, okay.
yeah, so they saw a lot of developers, contractors that are doing the high-rises. And that was nice to hear that we're attracting that type of attendee to the show. That's pretty high-end stuff, and it's stuff that goes a long way for the show.
Give me a breakdown of what today was all about. What time did you guys wake up? You go to the gym this morning?
I haven't been to bed yet
Buddy,
since
You haven't been to bed
I
yet.
have not been to the gym in a week. That's how little sleep we're getting. A week. We've been getting out of bed at 5, but waking up at 3, laying there. What's next? What do we got to look after? And so tonight's going to be a good night's sleep because we know tomorrow's going to be another good day.
But
It's
you
gonna
know,
be a great day.
when you look back on it, the whole process is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. I mean, from coming here Sunday, seeing an completely empty building, and watching it evolve is exciting.
It's organized chaos, man. We were here yesterday setting up, coming in,
buddy.
everybody coming in, and I was like, we're small fish. We're just coming in here and setting up some microphones and some cameras is basically it, right? But you got some big players in here with some big toys here.
Yeah. I mean, some of the displays, took them, 20 hours at work and 2 days to set up, and then we're closed at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and they got another 8 hours to take it down. So obviously it's worth it for them, and they're seeing the right kind of people that they need to do business with and generate business for the future. So that stuff really kind of makes me feel good that exhibitors really are getting benefits out of being here, and this is a worthwhile venture for them to go down.
Are you guys stopping, I don't know, I know you're interacting with a lot of the exhibitors here and what's going on and the products that are being shared and the information and the value associated with that, but what about the attendees themselves? Are you guys boots on the ground, kind of bumping into some people that you might know, you recognize over years of attendees coming to the show?
Well, I think one of the things we pride ourselves in is being involved outside of the show.
Okay.
We're involved in the associations at golf outings, various functions. So those can be attendees as well as exhibitors. But it's kind of neat because today there was a group from Nova Scotia, and we were sponsoring an event in New Brunswick, Atlantic Concrete golf outing. And I ran into them today, hey, John. And they remembered seeing us because we were out and about. So that's really nice to see the scope of the growth. That it's not just strictly in Ontario, per se, Quebec. We're seeing growth.
Canadian.
Yeah. And that is true. Like when we go to these events, we're seeing visitors and exhibitors, and we don't stop people and say, hey, where are you from? What are you doing? What brings you here? I suppose we could do surveys, but we do some interviews with random attendees just to get their feedback. And
I was just curious about the vibe of that, right? Because normally when I'm walking the floor, I didn't even get a chance to walk the floor on this event because I'm stuck here behind the chair, right? But the thing is, I look at their tag. I just look at what they do business-wise, as everybody does, right? We all look at each other's tags and try to figure out, okay, where do I start the conversation from there?
But
or what they're curious about.
I think.
Yeah. Well, I've had at least 10 people stop me today and just say, "Hey, keep doing what you're doing. This is growing. This is needed in the industry in Canada, and you guys are doing a great job. We love coming here, and whether it's exhibiting or attending, because the ones that do stop me on attendee, I know them, and they really appreciate the show." And it's in their own backyard, per se, Canada, Ontario. Most of our...
No, but it's a good feeling to know
It
that,
is.
right?
It is. And I think when they are coming to this show, they're actually getting value out of it, right? They're not just coming to take a day off work, and it's not like going golfing. But, they're coming here and they're getting true value. So
That's the vibe that I'm feeling this year.
Yeah.
I'm getting the vibe that there's an actual, genuine, honest feeling of growing the industry together. It's not a competitive feeling that I'm getting on the vibe of the show this year. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's always on a beeline. I got to go talk to this person, this person, this person. But I think I'm seeing a lot of attendees kind of rubbing elbows with other attendees, and they know who they are through whether social media or whatever, or they've seen them at the show several times. You're running into familiar faces, and then you're just picking each other's brain. That's all it is.
Absolutely. I think you see it on the exhibit side, too. I think the exhibitors realize that we can't do it all. They need to get involved with the promotion and talk up the show. And when we're all doing it, that's what kind of creates the vibe prior to the show. People go, "Hey, man, I got to be there." It's not just I'm reading an ad. I'm seeing it online from 50 different companies. Come see us at this show. So, yeah, it is a collective effort, and it's working really well. And hopefully we just continue to keep that going into the future, where everybody's kind of excited and enthusiastic about making this happen.
But to build a little on not only the attendee side of it, I mean, I think we both pride ourselves in trying to get around to the exhibitors and listening to what they have to say, whether it be negative or positive. Because if you can listen to the negative and turn that into a positive the following year is vitally important.
Yeah.
When the show was smaller, I could pretty much get around to every exhibitor once or twice, get a really good feel. It's been difficult because the show is growing to the point where it's hard for me to do that. So this show, I really focused on the new attendees, or new exhibitors, and hearing what they had to say, what their experience has been like, and what they feel. Because it is also nice to speak to the exhibitors that have been here for 6 years watching. Some of them have been with us for 6 years, and they've watched the growth from day one. And you see the excitement in them, and that is what makes it good for us. Like, they're like, "Holy cow, this is real." Because I think there was still a fair number of exhibitors that didn't really know if this was going to be the real deal. Were we going to be around in 5 years? Where was this going to go? It's here, man. This is it.
That's not a
baby.
conversation anymore, right?
No.
Well, I think also this is our third time on the Construction Life podcast, and
you guys are becoming regular hosts now.
We've had the best show ever, so I got to look to you, Manny, and your crew, and say, "Hey, did Manny have something to do with this?" And I think, yeah, for sure, buddy.
Are your wheels already spinning for next year?
Oh, yeah,
you guys
we're
don't
already
get into
talking.
that.
Oh,
no, it's already happening.
And say, "Hey, we got to change this. We got to do this. This isn't working." You know, that exhibitor in that spot is creating problems on the move-in because they need too much and they get in the way, so we got to move them. So, yeah, we're always thinking and always talking and always, looking at new ways to attract people and keep it exciting.
Yeah.
Like, we had the Pump Rodeo demo this morning. I
missed it.
Oh, yeah, Concrete. They had a pump rodeo driving competition in the large demo hall, and we set the room for 120 chairs, and they had 300 people out to it. Yeah, I was just like, wow. I went in there, and we've got a videographer at the show, and I went to call him and say, "You got to get in here and cover this." I said, "It's crazy."
Did you guys got footage of it?
He was already there.
He was already there doing it.
He was
That's
already
insane.
there doing it. So, but something like that, and I think that's where we said, "Hey, we've got to kind of expand on this large equipment demo area." So it's a 30,000 free span building where we can do a lot of things, concrete pours, etc. We've done that in the past, but we got away from it. And John and I were already saying this is something we've got to go back and get.
I remember that for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
That was happening. There's value in that.
Value for sure.
Yeah,
right?
for the attendees to see that actually happening, because then they can ask the right questions.
Well, it's a hidden thing with a pump rodeo. It's showing the demonstration and the abilities and the maneuverability of a concrete pump. with fun and games.
Right.
So it's not just a standard pull a piece of equipment in, lift it up and down, do this or that. There's excitement in that. There was a competition who could knock the ball off the top of the pylon and these various things. But it's also showing the versatility in a unique way.
Yeah, it is in a very creative way.
Absolutely.
What was the winning prize, or what was it? Was it a
I think it was
trophy?
$1 million, and John was going to enter, but
He wouldn't
they
let me.
said-
Something about legal
you got work to do.
disclaimer or something like that. You can't.
There was
touch it.
only 2 drivers, so I believe how it worked. They brought in a driver that he may have won a big skills test at
A ringer.
A ringer, and he was up against the local ringer. All right, and I don't know who won because I had to go, but
I want to find
it was
out.
pretty cool. All right, maybe we will find
I want
out.
to find out so people can share it. But I agree with you. You guys should probably do more of those kinds of ideas.
We've got ideas on the horizon of where we can go with this and different things we can do, and we have that ability. I think in one of the previous podcasts we talked about how we're able to pivot on such a quick notice. And Stuart talking about that a minute ago, where maybe this didn't work or that did. It's very easy for us, and we're flexible in the next show to do that without a lot of, problems in doing that. It's great to be able to maneuver quickly.
I think it's like this show ain't going anywhere. If anything, it's just going to keep on growing and get bigger, getting more knowledgeable. You're going to have more experiences. All that kind of stuff is going to happen. Is it ever going to get to the point where it might get too big for you guys?
Well, too big for me, but not for John.
No?
No.
You can handle it?
He can handle
Do you know
it.
what's amazing? We actually were sitting on the chair just a minute ago and taking a few minutes to just ponder.
Breathe.
And we were talking about our team and how important each person is and how fortunate we've been, how they've all fit in so awesome. From Rod and Sue and Anita and the move-in staff, Stuart, myself, we all bring a unique piece. None of us are really the same.
No.
When you look at it, you lay it out.
There's a team there.
That wasn't a plan.
Yeah,
That
Colby
was-
too.
Colby, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, everything is a fit.
Speaking of Rod, where is he? He said he was going to pass by. He was going to get on the mic.
He did.
He did say that yesterday while we were setting up, and he was folding teas or something like that.
Well, Rod puts together the whole conference schedule for us.
Yeah, all right, so he's a busy boy today?
Well, the last few years he's been isolated over in the conference area. So we let him out on the trade show floor this year.
He'll probably make an appearance tomorrow then at that point.
Yeah, he probably will. Yeah.
It's been a good show, guys,
Yeah.
honestly. It's been the best one so far that I've been to, for you guys. And I
But
think
it's
I've
the only one you've been to.
No, I've been to 4. I've
just
been to,
kidding.
this is the 4th one I've been to.
No kidding.
I didn't do, well, obviously the pandemic one
Right.
didn't work, but I didn't do the one right after that either. Right?
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is definitely the 4th one that I've been to. I was there the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and now this one, right?
Every year, and it sounds
I got
a
a
little
good gauge of-
cliche.
yeah.
It does get bigger and better from a show size standpoint and from an attendance standpoint. And I think when you get 350 exhibitors together, you get the variety. People can come in, they can kind of shop, compare, and buy right on the show floor, right? Save a lot of time. And I think the face-to-face is really the value of all trade shows and even consumer shows. People make a decision. Do I want to do business with this person? Do I like that person? Do I trust that person? And they can compare. When, the online stuff, you can't do any of that. All you can do is buy on basically price and what you're reading.
There's
But,
a disconnect. I would actually
is a
just,
big
I would
disconnect.
just say that I think the show has gotten better before bigger. I wouldn't say it's gotten bigger before better.
I would agree with that. And yes.
I think another thing that Stuart and I took the time this year to do is break down the attendees a little more and where they're coming from and what they are and who they are. And I think what we found is it's easy to attract the large contractors, easy to attract some of the large producers, but can you get to the smaller ones? The companies that exhibit, do they have the staff to get out to the rural areas and hit that smaller producer? Those smaller producers are coming to this event. They can afford to come to this event and get to who they need to see. That's been another thing that we noticed this year on the attendee side of things, that I think that's a very good quality that we bring.
Yeah, and I think it's great for the local small, when I say local, Canadian smaller contractor, because they can actually talk to some of the suppliers here. I was at World of Concrete a couple weeks ago, And if you weren't a big fish, you weren't getting close to because it was packed in there.
Yeah.
And you know, people are buying in fleets, right? We're buying 30 pump trucks, right? And the guy that needs 1, 2.
They're both good shows. It's just
I'm not saying
they're
it's not a
great
good show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good show. There's a
But
lot
I said
to
it on
learn,
the show
lot
before.
going
There's a lot
on.
more intimacy going on here. There's a lot more connectivity. I think that you can speak to certain people here that you can't really necessarily speak to all the time. Right?
And that's a
what
better
it-
way of saying it. Yeah,
totally. That's
Yeah.
the vibe that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's why I like it. I think that's why there's a lot of support here for it. You get a lot of Canadians all across the country coming to this show, checking it out.
Yeah.
They like the conversations, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's been good.
We appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, man.
And your
No, it's been
team.
fun. It's been a
great.
blast. I've
Yeah.
literally been sitting
Okay.
in this chair the whole time.
Who's got the better suit? Lay it out
Oh,
there.
come on, John. Obviously you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say-
come on.
That's not
You're
even
bringing
a
me back to the
question.
80s here. It's totally.
He really stepped it
That's
up.
a good second. Yeah, totally. That's
It's
a good
usually
second
black.
run-up.
Black
It's-
with
it's
white
a
shirt.
second
Look at
runner-up.
this shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I
This is-
mixed it up there, John.
I might, you know what though?
Travolta.
I might have to say the suit's nice, the shirt's nicer.
I'll go with that.
That's how I would look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right
The
on.
shirt's nice, but that's nicer.
Yeah, Paisley's a little bit out there.
I'm a
but-
little cleaner, simpler. That's
Who's
why I like
signing the
suit.
check, Manny?
I thought it was both. That's why I was complimenting both. I was keeping it that way.
Good stuff.
Gentlemen, it's all good. We'll get you guys back on the horn tomorrow there when we're wrapping up, and then
that'd
we'll
be
see
nice.
the chaos, and then I guess everyone will be drinking early and then dismantling and going on from there. And then next week you guys get a chance to breathe
Oh, yeah.
a little bit.
You'll be on his boat fishing.
Is that where you'll be?
Absolutely.
Gone fishing.
Ice fishing.
Ice fishing, gone fishing. Already set up, already planned. Gone. Gentlemen, always great to have you guys on the show, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
so much.
fabulous.
Appreciate it
Enjoy
very
the
much.
rest of the show. Enjoy
Okay.
tomorrow. Enjoy everything. It's
Thank
all
you
been
very
a blast.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're out of here. Thank you.
Ciao.